Welcome to the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes. It's been a little bit. I hate keeping you guys waiting, but you know what? I have the surprise a la carte for you, especially during the holidays. Of course, everybody's probably still full on turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and stuffing. Okay, I'm probably making you hungry. No one's more hungry than the guy I'm about to talk to. I'll tell you that right now. He is all over social media. Welcome, Jarvis Courtney. Jarvis, how are you? Thanks for coming on to the show. I appreciate having you on. It's been a little bit. How are things going?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on the show. It's it's been a long journey. Coming from where I come from, not a lot of people make it out. I feel like it's a lot of non-believers down this way. Not a lot of people really have big dreams like I do, but I'm trying to be the first one to make it out. And just me doing what I do is just I do what I do for my son, my family, my grandmother, and for the people that truly support me. Me starting to play football at Chappaqua High School out in Morganza, Maryland, and then wanted to jump right into college football, but I couldn't. I stayed home, help my family out, stuff like that. But I continued to train because I knew I wanted to stay playing football. I finally got into school in 2018 in Lewisburg College out in North Carolina. Um, I never forget when I was sitting in the cafeteria and I seen that it was the defensive coordinator, and he walked up to me. He was like, "Man, you got size, you play football." I was like, "Yes, sir. I play offensive line." And he was saying how he was going to talk to the head coach, and he had talked to the head coach and stuff like that. And he had told me go down to the office and talk with the head coach. And when I was going down there, he didn't even the head coach didn't give me an opportunity to state my name. He was just like, "How old are you?" I was like, "I'm 23." He was like, "Yeah, we can't use you. You're too old. You might as well just give up on football and just stick to the books." And I was like, "Dang, a head coach, that's their first impression. That's what they say to people." So, I kind of got discouraged or whatever, went to my room, called my mother and everything like that. I was like, "Yeah, this ain't for me." I wanted to play football. I want to do my work and everything like that, but I want to play football. But the head coach said I was too old and everything like that. And she just told me, just go there, do my work and everything like that, and see where I go after that or whatever. So doing work and everything like that. And then I started going to the gym, making workout videos and stuff. And I seen that the West Virginia Rough Riders had a trial coming up. And I went there, I paid the $60. I went to the trial. I dominated the trial. I got signed probably like 2 days right after the trial. I went there, I dominated, and then I got picked up by Harley in Washington to win the Skyhawks. I went there the half a season. I won second team offensive lineman. Then I got picked up by a higher team in Kansas, Salina Liberty. I was out there for 2 weeks. I was dominating in camp, and that's when like COVID and everything hit, and they just sent everybody back home. So now I'm back home, in my hometown, Lexington Park, Maryland, just down here training. I train 3 times a day. I don't take a day off. I'm staying ready, so when that opportunity comes, it's just gonna be a cakewalk for me.
Well, you've obviously worked off that turkey and and stuffing. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, most
Probably
definitely.
you probably went back for seconds. I assume
Yeah, I
maybe
did, but I
first
ain't,
for
I ain't
that
put
matter.
too
You're
much
working
on
out
my
three
plate.
times a day. You got to eat, man. You got to eat. You got to have the food. Got to have the energy. You got to be ready to go at a
Yeah.
moment's notice. Let's kind of go back a little bit because there are a lot of different situations you found yourself in. 23 years old, playing football. Predominantly, that is older. That is older, at least in football years, in regards to what you're going to do, how you're going to ascertain, and if that opportunity does arise. And I do understand the work ethic. Believe me, when I started in broadcast, it wasn't a cakewalk. I didn't really know originally what I was doing and how I was doing it and the reasons why I was doing it. I think more importantly, what we have to really focus and be centered on is what is the end result? What is the outcome, right? So realistically, when we look at the outcome for you, the outcome that you would want to see in reality's sake is to get into the NFL. Now, that's not impossible. There have been people like Kurt Warner, I've told this story before. And if you don't know the story about Kurt Warner, I'm going to tell you that he was bagging groceries. He was an insurance agent, and here comes the St.
Hmm.
Louis Rams asking him, "Look, would you want to come try out and see how this all looks? And if you're good, then we'll go on." They signed into a contract. It doesn't
Yeah.
happen all the time. And I'll give you another example. When I interviewed Lamar Jackson, he was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, 32nd overall in the 2018 NFL draft. He was thankful he get drafted in the second round, right? Because second round money is not like first round money. But more importantly, when you look at Lamar Jackson and what he did in 2018, 2019, became the NFL MVP. So
Most
again, you
definitely.
can never count anybody out. You can never be discounted. And it makes it even worse when you have a head coach basically telling you at 23 years of age that you're too old to play football. That's not entirely true. There
Yeah,
are some nuances, there are some caveats in regards to playing football at an older age, just like there would be for someone who's 47, like myself, in broadcasting now 9 years in, who wants to do nothing but dominate the industry. Now,
yeah,
you had mentioned COVID and how COVID is kind of self-containing all of this. Steelers have kind of an outbreak going on. The Ravens clearly had 6 to 9 players out, including personnel. James Conner was found out that he had COVID this morning through a test. Of course, he's waiting for a second opinion, and then a coach for the Steelers as well. So, COVID's kind of putting a big hamper on a lot of opportunities that a lot of people would have in every industry. It doesn't matter what it is and whatever walk of
yeah.
life you're in. It's definitely going to take a negative toll. But besides working out 3 times a day, what else are you currently doing to kind of help give you the uh, give you the edge and to maybe hear that call, uh, hear that phone ring to get you to want to come down and have a conversation about going into workout?
Just me staying positive, staying active on social media and stuff like that. Just helping out a lot of people. Uh, just um, just staying ready for the most part, and just showing people that it don't matter where you come from. It's just it's as long as you stay prayed up and you continue to work hard and everything like that. Like God can make a way out of no way. And I always, if you look on my Twitter, you always see me say that. It's just, and for me, just being self motivated because I'm not gonna let nothing stop me at all. Um, and just me touching lives all across the world because here I see a lot of people, they write me my DMs probably every time I wake up, I got at least like 50 DMs. Just people telling me how I'm inspirational and stuff like that, how I'm making them grind even harder and everything like that. And it's just like it's touching and it's like they say I inspire them, but they really inspire me to go harder each day.
Well, that's
And
it,
that's
and
just
that's really what it's about.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I
Because
just feel like
go ahead.
go ahead. I feel like I just have, that edge and that spark that's gonna get me that opportunity that, the head coaches and the organization and everything like that, they're gonna see that and they gonna want that in the locker room and they see my work ethic and everything like that. And they gonna want to call their cell phone because I say this every day. I'm the best offensive lineman in the nation. I might not be in the NFL right now, but I'm the best. And I'm always gonna have that mindset. And I never strap my helmet up to lose to any opponent. I don't care who it is. I'm the best. And when I get in the NFL, I'm gonna prove it.
Well, proof is in the pudding. And of course, I'm not a fan of tapioca, but you're definitely a fan of getting that opportunity, getting that chance, getting the motivation and staying motivated in order to get there. You mentioned 50 DMs. Those go a long way. People don't think that when they receive inspirational messages that affects and impacts their psyche, their mindset, their ability to want to drive forward, to want to move forward. You know how many no's I've received? I can't even count that high. And
Mhm.
and even to this day, I still receive no's, even at the tender young age of 47 years old. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to cease doing what I'm doing because I love what I do, and I've also received very similar messages in regards to what I can do, and we always hear stories about people who are overcoming adversities, things of that nature. Give me something about you in regards to those adversities. What were they and how were you able to fight your way through them in order to kind of help give you continual strength emotionally as well as personally to continue doing what you're doing?
Um, we're just me being the underdog, just me being overlooked. You know, I never thought that I was gonna get overlooked because I always put myself at the top, like I was the best. I didn't think I was gonna be overlooked at all, but I did, and that that makes me grind even harder. Just losing, like I was saying earlier, losing my grandmother to cancer in 2016. I was telling her that I was gonna make it and everything like that, and like a couple of days later, I got a phone call that morning from my brother and was like, you know what I'm saying, your grandmother had passed away or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, like she was everything to me, and I told her that I wasn't gonna give up. I was gonna keep pushing. I was gonna make it, and I stick to that promise till this day. And everybody see that. They see the work ethic. They see the hunger, and I'm gonna stick to that no matter what. And then I had, I had kind of found myself like going from house to house or whatever. Just you know what I'm saying, just trying to find somewhere to I'm saying stay at for the time being, and just
Mhm.
like that stuff right there, just make me push like 1,000 times harder because like me having my 1 year old son, I'm not going to allow that to happen to him because it's not fair to him. So that's why I work the way I do, I grind the way I do.
Well, I believe that and eventually COVID is going to pass. I don't know when. I'm
Yeah.
not a doctor. Don't call me Fauci. Whatever that is, I'm not that guy, and I can't make predictions. But I do know this: that as long as you stay persistent, because persistence overcomes resistance, and with that mindset, with that attitude, with that demeanor, that will take you farther. It'll get you to mentally fight through those things that come along the way, and they will. There's no doubt about it. Will come
Mhm.
across your way and get in your way. But it's a matter. It's not about the problem. It's about creating the solution, right? We're not focused on the problem. We're focused on the solution. The more focused we
Most
are on the
definitely.
problem, takes away from finding that solution, right? Would you say?
Yeah, you correct.
Okay. So with that, we all have to have patience about things. Everybody does. And I
Hmm.
hate to use COVID as an example. Los Angeles, just I'm just throwing this out there. LA County is now in a lockdown where people are on this, non-mandatory curfew that's not going to be really enforced by anyone, but it's a mandatory one. Why? Because COVID is spiking there in Southern California. I'm here in the Central Valley, so I just hope it doesn't
Hmm.
trickle up this direction. But at the same token,
Yeah.
as long as you follow the protocol, and I think that that can be said and spoken across the entire board about
Hmm.
following protocol, following procedure, making sure we handle pancake blocks, our footing's good, our head is always tilted upwards, looking at the defender head on, right? Because head on is sometimes the only way you're going to fight your way through it to get to where you want to go. And that's where you're at right now. It's just keeping your head up, keeping it above water, and focusing on the prize. And I basically told this to a lot of different people, and I have interviewed dozens and dozens of draftees, guys that still have not made it into the NFL to whatever extent, or maybe they had a very short stint in the NFL. The fact of the matter is this: is that you will be able to get there, but it's about understanding the solution and not focusing on the problem that will enable you to get to where you want to be, regardless of what that is. And I have to be patient and wait for my turn and be persistent and be consistent by doing things like this, by having Zoom shows and things of that nature. I went from
Yeah.
podcasting to broadcast television. So those two are not comparable. Those two are like apples and oranges. But I still found a way
Hmm.
to fight my way through all the no's that I heard from the local market because that was just me. I didn't care. Interview with the
Hmm.
Lakers, they told me no. Interview with the Raiders, they told me no. Interview with Fox, they said no. That doesn't mean I was going to stop. You're just throwing another log in the fire. So
Exactly.
speaking of logs, um, and speaking of those things that will help you climb into the next level, the next I would say echelon of what you're trying to accomplish, which is getting into the NFL. Because you have a lot of solid experience, CIF and Selena Liberty, at least up to this point from 2020 onwards. Obviously, that had been closed down due to COVID to whatever extent, and uh, before that, Wenatchee Valley Skyhawks, and then the Rough Riders out of West Virginia. You sometimes you have to go to where you have the opportunity. Sometimes you have to go to where and what's available and what's there versus what's not there. Uh, what what opportunities have you been receiving, or phone calls or emails? Has there been anything that kind of helps keep the positive fluid running?
I had, well, yesterday I had seen that there's an NFL workout out in Fort Worth, Texas, that I had got selected for. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. That's on January 17th to the 18th. So right now, I'm ready. Right now, I can go do the workout right now. But I'm gonna continue to prepare myself for that. And I'm gonna continue to prepare myself just in case I get a call before that. But that's what I got going on right now. And right now, I am signed with Salon and Liberty out in Kansas. So right now, those are my options right now. I'm just, staying healthy, eating right, and just continue to train right now.
Well, I think it's about the mindset. The mindset has to obviously play into the role of what you're doing. It's going about it the right way, doing it the right way, making sure that networking and talking to people and then talking to the right people as well. And I can't emphasize this enough. And I've said this to plenty of guys that I've interviewed. It's to keep the fluid momentum going when it comes to networking, when it comes to talking to people. And you have to know when to contact them, when not to contact them, how often, their frequency, things of that nature. A lot of that, again, that is a learned response to what you do here versus what you don't hear,
Mhm.
which behind the scenes, if you're not networking, if you're not talking to people, if you're not trying to make your way into at least connecting within the dots of any organization, then you're really kind of missing out on what that could bring in the eventuality of it all,
Most definitely.
right? So Jarvis Courtney joins me here. You got to throw him a follow. He's a great guy at Frank underscore tank underscore 52. He's hungry. He's passionate. He is desiring an opportunity. Would like an opportunity. I had a chance to watch some film. You can check out his YouTube channel. But if you follow him, you'll be able to see his YouTube channel right there on his profile. This is Rudy Reyes on the Rude Dog Show. We're on for a few more minutes. Um, so Jarvis, when it comes to what you're trying to accomplish, what do you think your biggest obstacles are outside of the obvious, being COVID as a part of that?
Can you say that again?
What are the obstacles that you're currently facing, that you believe will ultimately pass, and of course, not to mention COVID, which I believe will pass eventually, as well.
Um, I think the only thing that's kind of really that's in the way is COVID. Like I tell myself every day, if COVID wasn't here, then I'd probably be in the NFL already. But every obstacle that I face is just a piece of cake because can't nothing stop me. So really, it's nothing really in my way but COVID right now.
Well, and what you also have to recognize is you can get in your own way. In other
Yeah.
words, and that can be interpreted as when you get in your own way, that disables you from being viewed, looked at,
Mhm.
talked about, having conversations over who Jarvis Courtney is, what he's trying to accomplish, what he's trying to climb to as part of his professional career. A lot of that is being held on kind of a standstill in the NFL. And there are lots of guys out there just like yourself trying to make that move, trying to get into that
Mhm.
next direction. But the NFL is very, very picky right now. They have a lot of things to contend with, a lot of things to deal with. They just flexed the Steelers versus Ravens. It was
Yeah.
originally scheduled for Sunday night, and now all of a sudden it's moved to Tuesday night. Are you ready for Tuesday night football? I don't know. I guess I am. I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Uh, and neither do the guys, but at least they're going to get paid eventually for it.
Yeah.
But at the same token, it's all about staying patient. It's about networking. It's about talking to people, and making your way and finding your way into the next level, in whatever means necessary and within reason, obviously. But there's a lot of situations where when we look at what's going on right now with the world, the way that things are currently, makes anybody who's trying to aspire to do different things, uh, ultimately that much more tougher, that much more difficult, and it has a certain level of difficulty associated with it. But the only words of advice that I would have for you is just keep moving, keep pushing, keep grinding. Don't stop. Continually network, talk to people. and just keep on that track. And I think you'll find some success. I believe you'll find some success. And clearly, you already know what you have to do from a workout perspective, doing what you have to do. And I think that those, with all that combined, should prove to have some type of solid results and yield good results as time goes on, as you move further. You know, obviously this year is basically done with. Most people want 2020 to be done with. I had in 2019, I dubbed 2020 the year of vision. And when I say year of
Mhm.
vision, I mean everybody just needs to wake up and recognize that uh, despite any adversities, that I'm going to get through whatever it is that challenges me in the following year, and I'm going to blow doors off the hinges.
Most definitely.
I and I still have that mentality, as well as anybody else who's aspiring to do something better for themselves and to help other people along the way, just like this is designed to do. I've interviewed plenty of guys, and again, it goes back to perseverance. It goes back to uh, being aware, understanding your work ethic, and not stopping, and not really taking what other people are saying as, well, you may as well just quit. You may as well just throw in the towel. You're done. You're too old. Whatever that might be, that isn't always the case. So if you can find your way through that, you'll be better suited and be in a better mindset. And that goes for anybody who's watching this show right now. This is Rude Dog Show with Rudy Reyes. Jarvis Courtney joins me here for just a minute or so longer. Uh, but you just have to continue, doing this. You have to continue fighting the fight, and eventually, in whatever day or whatever that form comes in to let us know that we kind of hit the end of the road, that we'll know whatever that is, and whatever it's about, and whatever situation arises, we'll figure it out.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
So keep grinding, keep pushing. Jarvis Courtney joins me here on the Rude Dog Show. Jarvis, man, I wish you the best. Happy holidays to you. Thank you for coming on. This show will be found on TheRudeDogShow.com, on the sports front page, and I'll have it blasted throughout social media. So, and make sure you throw Jarvis a follow. He's a great guy. He's very inspirational. And I think you can probably learn a lot from someone who's probably fighting a similar fight that you're fighting right now. Maybe within yourself, maybe outside of yourself. But either way, it's inspirational nonetheless. Jarvis, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for the opportunity, sir.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you very much. I appreciate the follow. I appreciate you coming on and your time, to say the least. So happy holidays to you. I wish you the best. If anything changes, let me know. Okay.
Yes, sir. Same to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'd like to have you back on. Something monumental does happen, and we'll definitely keep in touch.
Most definitely, sir. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. This is
All right.
Rudy Reyes of the Rude Dog Show. Jarvis Courtney, go throw him a follow. Like I said, he's a great guy. He's inspirational, and you certainly find a lot of great things about him, and to the extent of enabling his way, and working his way, and working hard, I might add, to get to the next level, at Frank_Tank_52 on Twitter. This is Rudy Reyes on the Rude Dog Show. Thanks for tuning in.